Hi there, it's Gavin McKenzie here from About Timepieces. If you know us, you'll know that we specialise in independent watch brands, specifically unique pieces and limited editions. So this is one of them from a brand called Franck Dubarry. The brand Franck Dubarry was started by a chap with the same name, Franck Dubarry, who was previously responsible back in the day, probably maybe 20 years ago-ish, for a brand called Technomarine, which he then sold on after considerable success, and then he started Franck Dubarry in the late 2010s, so like 2017 or so. Anyway, this is a collaboration piece that we did with Franck Dubarry. It's called the Crazy Wheel Red Wheel, reference CW0407, and there was only 5 pieces will be made, of which there are a few left. So after having a look at this review and potentially checking out our website journal, which also has a hands-on review with some more photos and whatnot, you might actually decide to push the button and actually buy one. Size-wise, it's 43mm, but across the case to the flat straight lugs, we're actually at 50mm, which sounds like it should be quite big, but it's actually not big at all. We're looking at quite a small puny wrist of mine, and it pretty much looks as it should be, the perfect size for me anyway. So that's my opinion, and I quite like my wrist covered by a watch. Anyway, we have a titanium grade 5 case, which has got a PVD coating on it, all black, completely blacked out almost, other than the 2 red highlights being the crazy wheel and the crown guard at the side, sorry, the crown insert. We have a black carbon fibre bezel. The bezel's held down by 6 hexagonal screws, which gives it kind of Hublot look, but with the right angles and tight angles and various other things going on, not only in the case but the dial, it doesn't look anything like Hublot on second thoughts. So we've also got the carbon fibre crown guards there, which are quite big and chunky, screwed in from the side. The movement is where it's at on this one, because it was basically designed with the help of a chap called Dominique Renault, who, if you're aware of watch movements sort of generally across the market, you'll probably know that he was involved with the likes of Audemars Piguet, HYT, Richard Mille, etc, etc. So quite a good background there. This one is called the Crazy Wheel because there's a 360 degree module that sits on the dial. You can see the gears and everything that makes that happen on the dial side. I'll show you what it does. Basically, if you pull the crown out, you want to go and set, this is to set the time. I'll just turn this round and you'll see that there's a satellite hour dial, which is the red part, which actually moves at the same time that the minute hand's going round. So you can see the hours and minutes are actually connected. So that's pretty cool. You'll also see on the dial there's a kind of part open worked date wheel at the back, so it's got the date function on it as well. The movements, the FD01, which is the same as all the other crazy wheels that are out there. There's quite a few different sort of colour and design variations of the crazy wheel. It's 42-hour power reserve. It's got a closed, that's an automatic movement. It's got a closed case back, and on there you can see the brand, and there's limited edition, the number of between 1 and 5 of the 5 pieces that were being made. And yeah, it's 100 meters water resistance as well, because it was designed as a dive watch, so it's got more than enough that most people would use. Price wise, we're looking at 7,950 GBP, that's Great British Pounds, because we're based in Edinburgh, Scotland. We do accept payment in multiple currencies, pretty much anything that you want to pay, and if it's to the same value, then we'll take it. So as I say, there's some available. So hope you've enjoyed this review. Get in touch with us down below if you've got any comments, and yeah, look out for the next bunch of reviews. Subscribe below so you don't miss them, and check out our Instagram page as well, which is about_timepieces, the same as our YouTube handle. Hope to see you again soon, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Cheers.